This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
We'll kick off over at the World Athletics Championship. So Peter Bowl didn't get out of the heats of the 800 metres.
Ouch.
Oh.
That's pretty lowly, man.
Yeah, well, you know, he came fourth in the Olympic final.
Yeah, so that's really disappointing. We know that he's had all those issues. It's amazing, though.
Interrupted preparation.
Yeah, because he's had that time off and everything's gone against him in that period. But you think in your mind, if you can run, you can run. And what's a couple of months training? That's nothing. But at that level,
But it's mental though as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Like,
part of
it would have
Yeah.
to be, and like he's gone through a lot, and then this is since he's really been cleared, this is one of the first major things he's done.
that's the first major meet he's done.
I mean, that'd have to weigh a toll, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, but I kind of, yes, that has to be said, Nathan, 100%. But when you're from the outside, you go, okay,
yes.
how long do I
Running's
need
running.
to be
Yeah.
fit enough to run a
100%.
really fast
Yes.
800?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's years of work to
Yes,
be able to get to a level that
Do you
he's
think,
at.
because he went on SAS Australia, we haven't seen it yet, so he's one of the contestants in the next series. Do you think that's ruined him?
Really good question, I would have thought it would have hardened him
Just
up.
got too cold.
Just in case things happen in Budapest and all of a sudden he's prepared for it.
It's just
that's
amazing
right.
people still go on that show knowing that they're going to get pepper sprayed in the face.
I know, right? It's
Pushed off a
amazing,
cliff.
isn't it?
It's like, and then if you leave, and if you're leaving, it's probably for a good reason.
Yes.
Because you're being tortured. You're looked at as weak.
Yeah,
Is that not
Yeah.
strange?
Yep.
It would never.
We haven't had a lot of success so far at the World Athletics Champs, but hopefully it's coming up. Brandon Stark, who's a really great high jumper, and of course Game of Thrones.
Of course.
And of course, Mitchell Stark's brother,
Yes.
who plays.
Cricket.
Yes, Nathan.
He finished, I think he finished 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
Eighth.
Might have been 8th. Yeah. In the final.
But Denny
you.
came fourth in the discus with a national record, so
Yeah.
he threw well, but just not quite good enough
Nah, not quite
to
there.
get the bronze medal.
Yeah, so anyway, hopefully Australia's fortunes turn around and we can get some kind of medals as we move forward in this competition. The other thing is the West Coast Eagles had one of their last training sessions at Laugh Lane yesterday, their home ground, and of course you get all the fans come out, which is awesome to be able to go, well done boys, been a great
Well,
great
it's
season.
three
well done
big
boys,
names
we're right behind
retiring,
you.
so,
yeah,
you know.
Nick Dadanui, Shannon Hearn, and Luke Shuey, their final training sessions.
They had massive
the banners,
posters,
right?
yeah.
So that banner's made for them. Can they ask for that banner afterwards?
I would
Where
think
would
so.
you
I
put it,
don't
though?
know. That's my thing. But you'd have to buy a skyscraper. But would you not want it? And then you'd have to
yeah, you could take. It's just a matter of where you put it. I mean,
'Cause
obviously
imagine-
you'd roll it up,
imagine,
put it
right,
down the side of the
imagine-
house and say, "I'll get to it later."
imagine
The
50,
garage.
50 years down
Yeah.
the track, right?
Yeah.
Luke Shuey's a grandfather. He's surrounded with all of his grandchildren. Then he goes, go to the shed and get granddad that thing.
Get the banner.
And then they
Get the
go,
thing, yeah.
now unfold it, kids. And then all kids unfold and they keep unfolding it. And then there's this huge picture of your granddad when you're younger. How impressive is that?
Yeah, that would
And
be.
then it's like,
that'd
now
be super
roll it
good.
back
Now
up
roll it
again.
back up.
Put it back in the
Put it back in the
shed.
shed.
Now get the android to put it back.
What I love about the supporters is they're so passionate. And there was people down there with signs for Adam Simpson. Now, this is one of the supporters.
I think the members would like to keep Simpson. He's done a great job, and I think he's the only coach to take us forward.
We love Simmo, and I've even called my cat after him, Simmo.
I just love Adam because he's just the best coach.
Yeah.
Adam's very formal.
That was Tim, Steve, and Leanne Simpson.
Simpson. That's right.
There and,
They're very on board.
yeah.
Weirdly, there was a guy down there getting an electric kettle signed by
Yes,
the
I
police.
saw that.
An electric kettle.
And was
about?
did they explain it? Or?
No.
because I
It was
just
just,
didn't know if I was
here's a guy
listening.
wanting his
And it
kettle
wasn't a
signed.
good one either. It was like
No.
one, just like
A
a
white
white
plastic,
plastic
yeah.
one that you take camping.
People are passionate. They come
Mystifying.
up with all kinds of ideas. Very interesting stuff. After the Fremantle's game on the weekend, they were giving away all their boots to players in the stands.
I know, but
That was
should
really
we
nice.
be getting a kettle signed? Because we have access to so many
Well,
players.
we've got the governor coming
probably
in. Maybe we can hit him up.
So
for
shall we
signed
get?
kettle.
So shall we give Gov and Darcy a kettle each?
We'll get our kettles out of the kitchen and
No,
get
that
them to
kettle's
sign
crap.
that. Well,
No.
exactly. It'll add
A
value.
new kettle, so like a
So we got to get them signed.
Oh,
So
you're
I'll get
just
them.
splashing the cash
So-
around, aren't you?
Oh, you know, from Kmart, they're like $13 or something like that. So 2 Kmart kettles, white plastic, signed.
Done. Let's
Apparently,
do it.
it's what people are doing.
Yeah, apparently it's all the go.
The people who have been invested so much in the World Game, and talking about soccer as they call it, the World Game, are wondering whether or not the success of the Matildas and the success of the Women's World Cup will translate into more people playing, more kids, in either in the boys or the girls, and that there would be just an uplift of this game around Australia and funding and money.
I'd be
and all
very
this kind of
surprised
stuff.
if it doesn't result in,
Look,
in an increase in
time will tell if it's
kids
just
playing.
like a fad. A fad.
Yes.
When some people, we all get up and about
Yeah.
something, and then, so time will tell. I mean, the fact that the Matildas Instagram followers went up 500,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're getting now promised funding from the government. Is
Yeah, well, that
right?
was
They're
for
in the
all women's
process.
sport.
For all
Yeah.
women's
Yeah, so
sport.
those $200 million was promised to
So, I mean,
women's sport.
it could do. But the other people now, everyone was so caught up in the Matildas, right? Now people are coming off the back of it and everything's cooling down. And you got people now questioning whether, because I think in Brisbane, they're thinking of putting a Matildas statue outside of Suncorp. And they're going, wait there, they came fourth in the World Cup. Does that translate to getting a statue? But other people are going, no, it's about what they did for women's sport.
Yeah.
And then people are going, wait, we don't know what they've done for women's sport yet because that's been too quick.
Oh, I agree with
So
that.
what do you think?
I don't think we know where it's at the moment. Well, we all got caught up in it. And if the men were playing and the competition was here, it'd be the same.
Yep.
Like the TV ratings would be through the roof, everyone would be involved, and we get to the end of it, and guess what will happen? I think, personally, not a lot. Robbie Slater was on Fox Sports the other day, and, he's played as an Australian player.
Yes.
He's been an EPL star. He's back commentating. He's not sure if it'll translate either.
It was a party. We've got to stop in this nation having a party for football, because when the party's over, everyone goes home. All the politicians were there, all this and all that. And great, they've given a grant for women's sport. I think that's brilliant. I'll tell you what needs help. I would like some government money going to A-League Women's, for example. That's where the Matildas were born, all those players.
Well, it will be going to it. Do you know what I mean? So that was one of the sports that
No,
will
but
be
that's not.
receiving
Well,
it.
you're talking about
Yeah.
a small
Piece of the pie.
percentage
Yeah.
of it. But it is funny, and all the politicians need to be there and wearing the scarves and all that kind of stuff. But the proof is in the pudding. Are they going to allocate money, funds to women's football going forward to make sure that stays strong? And the number one thing that happens in the AFL that doesn't happen in all the sports, when you go to register for Auskick, it is subsidised by the AFL in a big way.
Yep.
In a big way. So you go and play soccer, all the insurances and stuff like that, you're paying like $500-$600, maybe even more. In AFL, it's not even half that amount.
Yeah.
right.
So that's the way you've got to do it to make sure these kids are coming through and wanting to play the sport at a time when concussion's a big issue.
I was going to say, this is a big factor for parents in that it's seen as a safer game. Soccer is seen as a safer game for the kids to be playing. So you can see the appeal from that point of view. When it has just been so public, if your kids are thinking about the next thing they're going to do in the next term, soccer's a pretty good option.
And it's a world sport.
And it's a world sport.
It is a world
And
sport.
we can see what can happen on the world
said
But
that,
stage.
there's just been no funding in it in Australia, and you can go and you can go and play. In your mind, all the girls are playing netball, right? You can play for the West Coast Fever and make a living out of it. And AFL is heading that way so rapidly that's the one that's going to drag everybody in as well.
So I've got a question. Back to that statue thing. Statue of the Matildas outside of Suncorp? No?
No.
Okay. Statue of Sam Kerr here.
Yeah,
I'd be all about that.
Well,
I'd
she's
be
one
all
of the
about
greatest
that.
we've ever seen
Yeah.
in her sport.
The thing she's achieved so far in her career.
She's the highest goal kicker for Australia, male or female.
Yep, 100%. I think I would be all about getting a Sam Kerr statue here because she has been such a great representative for WA, and also what she's done in women's sport is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The FIFA World Cup game, she's the first female ever, and they chose her out of all teams to be on the cover of that game. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I'd imagine, I was just thinking whilst you're talking about that, probably Optus Stadium is a place to have something for Sam.
Yeah.
And when you walk down some of the hallways
other great sportsmen, that would be the place that you would have all of them.
But we don't have a statue of a sportswoman yet, do we?
I can't think of one at the moment.
Not that I know of.
I don't know.
I'd be very happy for her to be the first.
But yeah,
of many.
When you walk in the hallways of some of those, in Optus up the top and stuff like that, you see a lot of paintings and stuff like that, photos of.
But that's
some
not
of the greats.
accessible to everybody.
No, it's not. But something along outside the grounds would be wonderful.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, we're on board.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.